After we hear Lawrence sing I Am Love by Mark Stanton Welsh, Janet will guide us in meditation, and then she will share her message with us. Lawrence will then, after that, sing us back into the third dimension with On the Sunny Side of the Street.
I am love, and love flows to me. I am love, and love flows through me. I am love, and love flows from me. I am, and in all I do, I shall live love, and in all I speak, I shall give love, and in all I see, I shall breathe love. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I am love, and love flows to me. I am love, and love flows through me. I am love, and love flows from me. I am, and in all I do, I shall live love, and in all I speak, I shall give love, and in all I see, I shall breathe love. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I am love, and love flows to me. I am love, and love flows through me. I am love, and love flows from me. I am, and in all I do, I shall live love, and in all I speak, I shall give love, and in all I see, I shall breathe love. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah.
I'd like to begin our meditation today by first of all speaking about something extraordinary that happened this week before we go into our meditation. It was World Day of Prayer on September the 10th, and this is a worldwide unity ministry event that has happened in our worldwide community. We set aside 24 hours to affirm the truth of the Christ consciousness, and all of us focused on the presence of God within each of us and with all of our global family. 2020, the theme was From Fear to Faith, and thousands gathered online, uniting in heart and mind. And so let us just be in gratitude for this unity movement, that the prayer ministry for over 100 years, 120 years, has been a ministry of prayer, and that we can always call upon silent unity anytime. So as we begin our meditation now, I ask that you close your eyes or have a soft gaze to the floor, feet planted and grounded, feeling the energy of the earth and the unseen force of gravity that keeps you supported in your chair. And now bring your awareness to your breath, noticing the breath, going in and out, rising and falling in the middle of your abdomen as you prepare for your next breath. Breathing. The breath of God is in you, as you, and for you. We gather today in joy. And may this presence of the healing balm of joy be with you in this moment. As the deep silent space inside you expands, you notice a voice that echoes in your heart and mind with these words: my consciousness is not bound by time or space. Like the universe itself, I am limitless. I am part of a vast unified wholeness, and I set the healing tones. God is the healing thought, and God is the healing tone. Keeping your awareness focused on the breath, let yourself rest in the thought of God. Notice the feelings in your body, and always coming back to the breath. Breathing in and out. Noticing. Thoughts may come in, but we center ourselves in the mantra of God. Coming and going, and you have been received with joy. The welcome thought that joy is your birthright. And affirm this inner resource now, the inner resource of well-being, the resonance and resource of joy and happiness, the sensation of bliss. You feel this radiating, allowing every cell to open wide. We devote our time recognizing our oneness with God, and is in all centering prayer our unity way. We will go into the silence with this affirmation: my mind quiets in the presence of divine peace in the silence. With every mindful breath, I breathe in peace now. I let this peace be the present moment. I rest in this natural space and state of spiritual well-being. I am relaxed in this peaceful stillness. And we go into the silence once more with this affirmation. In the silence of prayer, I hear a whisper of truth. In the silence. With every breath, it takes me deeper into the peaceful stillness. I rely on this spiritual wisdom, the spiritual knowing that all of life's challenges and concerns have been resolved in this peaceful state. I go forth with this day, responding with joy and confidence and courage. And with appreciation for the restorative power of prayer, we remind ourselves of the moments that we will experience in this day and the hours ahead in our week. And we know for sure that we are fortified with faith and life and wisdom, and so we peacefully proceed, grateful as we conclude our time of prayer. And we come back to this moment, to this day, to this time, alert, awake, and fully aware of this time we now have together in our message that we will move forward with now. And so it is. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be all right. And I'm wanting to share my screen here. And with this screen, with this thought of allowing ourselves to have everything be all right, life always presents us a series of lessons designed to deepen our incredible lightness of being and quality of life. We are activated deeply by the joy that springs forth from the grace and faith of God. Every heartbeat, we feel it. And the process of remembering these truths are the evolution that is happening in our soul, spiraling always up, reminding us that there is no need to worry. because everything is going to be all right. Because we come home always to our life path, walking hand in hand with the spiritual genius of who you are, enveloped in God. I had an adventure last week. Last Sunday, I actually went to the P&E. And when I was there, I met a dream house, a deserted parking lot, and a lifetime of joyful memories flooding into my mind. You see, growing up in Vancouver, we waited all year for the Pacific National Exhibition. Every August, Mom, Dad, and my 2 sisters. And we enjoyed the trudging along of the fairgrounds and the entertainment and the show mart and the super dogs and the barns filled with beautiful animals from the 4-H club, the midway, the roller coaster, and of course the mini donuts, and copious amounts of laughter when it was done. Home and family secured inside. And the tradition has continued my entire life as my husband and son and many friends have remembered this journey. You see, this year you could get free tickets on a specific time slot with your family bubble, of course, and a mask and COVID protocols in place to go on a guided tour of the dream house. And you could purchase a chance to win this dream house. And so I did that. So I want you to know you are all invited to come and see the new dream house that I joyfully accept with my good to have the winning ticket won tomorrow. So you're all invited, of course, when we're able to meet in person. And we also know that the P&E here, at least, was always the last of our summer fun before school started for the new year. You see, your search for home is already mapped out. Psalms 119 to 105. The way is written on my heart. The word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Joy and love forever and for always. My dad especially loved the P&E. And 11 years ago today, he made his transition into his new life. But the memories of joy in our family still speak so loudly because we know that the whole world of joy lives at your fingertips. At your fingertips. The First Nations people of Ontario brought joy to my father and to all of my ancestors in the birch canoes that were made from the birch trees that had been given to them, to my family, in gratitude and love and friendship. It was an offering of joy. You see, our family lived on a large farm in southern Ontario, and the somewhat nomadic tribe at that time made their way through the rivers and valleys of Ontario on their way to the winter home that they would stay a while in during the summer and early September. And so along the river on the edge of the family farm, the birch tree sustained them. And their gift was to make these little canoes and give them away. The birch tree is of great importance to our First Nations communities due to its tough and flexible and highly waterproof sheets of bark. Birch bark has been used by Indigenous people from everything to papering the exteriors of the big canoes and to making baskets, artwork, and maps. The Chippewa communities use it as a sacred gift from the culture hero, Wenabaso, and it was used ceremonially. And the birch tree is immune to lightning strikes. Yes, God's gift to the tree is that it is immune from nature's lightning strikes. So when something challenges you in your life, will you be immune to it and bring joy? The birch tree is also the first of the tree symbols of the Celtic Autumn tree calendar, known by the Celts as Ba. It is a symbol of new beginnings, regeneration, hope, dawn, and the promise of what is to come. The tree carries the ancient wisdom and yet appears to be forever young. And the Druid Celts believe that the sap that they used from that tree could be put into the spiritual cup of life, and that it was also used in the celebration during the equinox. So yesterday, I brought a little joy into my house, and I bought a painting that reminds me of the birch tree. And that was also a reminder of the ancestral lineage of joy that has flowed through my family. And so for all of you, I offer this question to you today. Would you ever have thought that you could be joyful in the midst of any situation? And the answer is, yes, you can. Because joy is your natural state. It's said beautifully in the scripture by John 15:11. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full. I show a beautiful photo here of Viktor Frankl, one of the heroes of our time. The great psychiatrist and neurologist had faith in a higher vibration of being. Viktor Frankl said this: everything can be taken from you, but one thing, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, is to choose one's own way. You see, Mr. Frankl was stripped of his freedom. As a prisoner of the Nazi concentration camps in World War II, he lost his wife along with everything else. He remembered men walking through the huts, comforting one another, giving away their last piece of bread. And this was the observation he had: everything can be taken from you, but one thing, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote the following book during the war, and it was actually being written as he was a prisoner in the camp. He tells a story of the butterflies that were drawn beside the bed wood of the people that were sleeping in the huts that were supplied. Little transformative butterflies drawn to remind them that transformation was possible, even under the most grave of situations. As an Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist, he obtained his MD in 1930. And he developed something called logotherapy, which was part of an existential and humanistic psychology theory. It is really the theory that each person has a search for meaning in their life, identified primarily in three parts: freedom of will, the will to meaning, and meaning in life. This idea of logotherapy assists clients in finding and pursuing meaningful goals in their lives. And so, first, by making a difference in the world through our own actions, our work, and our creations, he referred to these as our creative values. And in unity, we would also refer to those as our powers, our life powers that God has given to us in the creativity that flows through us and the joy that comes with that. Second is by experiencing something such as truth or beauty, we encounter someone. We can encounter love with someone. We can encounter joy with someone. And these are what we call in the second premise of logotherapy as experiential values. And third, by adopting a courageous and exemplary attitude in situations of unavoidable suffering, we have what we call the third piece, which is attitudinal values. So every thought we think, every opportunity that we give ourselves to see things from a place of joy, which originally comes from our faith in the highest power possible, the power of the divine creative intelligence in your life. His legacy lives on because his faith in his higher self and in the attitudes that he chose allowed for us to be introduced to a way of being. And this way of being allows grace to permeate our life, and joy springs forth in the face of even the greatest adversity. Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, said it beautifully. Life is a school. It is a school and a series of lessons designed to deepen our beingness, and the quality of our life is one that can be lived in joy and on purpose and with passion. All wisdom teachers have passed this through the lineage, and Jesus, being the master teacher of the human condition, allowed us to understand and know that we can live from the place of God moments, joy, now, here, right now. So, play. And this idea that we can play in the zone, free and unrestrained, in the zone of joy. And there's a wonderful Unity minister named Reverend John Bierman, and this was his take on it. How do we learn and let go and fall into that spontaneous place of joy and play? He's reminded of the time when he was very young and he lived totally in the moment, in the ever-present now, enthusiastically playing hopscotch. And eventually he crossed the imaginary timeline and he lost the art of spontaneity. You know, he got involved with the so-called life adventures that we go on that sometimes take us away from our joy. And so one day, quite a few years later, he woke up in the mood to play. And he noticed a few things. He noticed birds chirping, and he noticed something new was fresh in his soul. He captured the moment of joy, and his spirit was reborn. Where did this sudden surge of youth come from? John Bierman said. Well, the spiritual truth is that we are reborn when we let go of the old ideas and beliefs that we are not in the natural state of joy. When we believe that suffering is our natural state, that is when we have forgotten, and we can remember in this moment that we can be in joy, to be that child again. So all of you today, choose joy. Be in the zone of joy. Not only be in the zone of joy, but relish in the joy of childhood. Have you expressed joy today? Where is your joy? I offer to you to open the door, any one of those doors, to joy. For joy is a God job. It takes watchfulness, and it takes the repeating of habits of living in joy. And joy can become the automatic response, even if past experiences have not always been joyful. Let joy be the pillar in the own home of your being. Allow joy to be that. And if it's hiding, today you can remember that old Unity song. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart to stay and to be brought forth. Joy scatters 1,000 griefs. A Chinese proverb from a very wise Confucius. Joy comes from the level of feeling down in the soul so that you can respond in joy. No one has lit a lamp or put it in a cellar under a basket, but rather on a stand, that those who come in may see the light. The lamp of the body is the eye, and therefore when your eye is good, and your whole body is also full of lights. And that's from Luke 11:33 to 36. God is at your center. So don't hide your light under a basket. Do not hide your joy under a basket. God wants you to allow that Christ light to shine and for it to be the key to the joy that you can experience. Our friend Viktor Frankl said that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. And I'm sure that if Victor could do it, then so can we. Overcome reactions and instead respond to the power of choice in your response. The body heals. The body heals with play, and the mind heals with laughter, and the spirit heals with joy. And together we can hold hands in this whole world of being. And so we are going to end our time together here with a little video clip. And it is a video clip of a 4-year-old boy named Rylan, who has warmed the hearts of thousands after being filmed singing a very adorable rendition of Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. And so we're going to show this video. And without missing a beat, we can see Rylan in action. Because we know that everything's going to be all right.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. I woke up this morning on my horizon. 3 little birds were on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies flowing through. And they said this message to you. They said, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing